Hello. A lot of people this time of year ask us about pay reviews and predictions for pay reviews, so I thought I'd give you a quick rundown of where things stand at the moment. So obviously inflation has a big impact on people's decision making when it comes to pay, and looking at last year's figures between September and December, the sort of CPI information was showing between 1.5% and 2% as inflation. That obviously had an impact in terms of people's pay decisions for the January and April pay awards. Looking at across all of our sectors, our entire database, back in March time, the range for the 2020 pay awards was 2% to 3%, with a median of 2.5%. The most common review at that time was going to be 3% for this year. Obviously, with COVID, that's had a profound effect on people's pay awards. So as the year has gone on, those figures have dropped. So at the moment, as of now, the pay increases look at a range of between 2% and 2.6%, but the most common review has been 2% this year, and indeed the median has dropped now from 2.5% back in March to 2% now. Likewise, the number of people who are having a pay freeze this year has increased dramatically. So at the start of the year, looking at 1.3% or so for pay of organisations having a pay freeze. That was in line with last year and the previous few years. As the year has gone on, we've found 15% of organisations have told us they've had a pay freeze this year in total. As well as the pay awards, what's also of interest to people is the out-of-cycle increases. At the start of this year, out-of-cycle increases looked between 0.5% and 2%, with a median of 1.6%. That was very much comparable with last year. The out-of-cycle increase was 1.7%. This obviously excludes any promotions as well. Now, again, like the pay award figures, as the year has gone on, that's dropped. So most people have, as of now, think that the out-of-cycle increase would be about a median of 1%. Actually, the most common is now 0%. So 27% of organisations in our database think there will be a negligible out-of-cycle increase this year. That's actually obviously had a profound impact, largely with COVID-19. Looking to next year, most predictions seem to fall between the 1.5% and 2.5% as a range, but really heavily clustered around a 2% pay award for 2021. Likewise, those people who had a particularly generous award in 2020 may decide to have a pay freeze next year. Likewise, those who had nothing this year may look to do something next year. But generally speaking, most people, if they had a pay award this year, would be looking to do the same or perhaps 0.5% lower next year. At present, 7.7% of organisations expect to have a pay freeze next year. We do expect that figure to rise over the course of the autumn, and as more information comes in, and we expect that to be closer to this year's figures of at least 15% of organisations having a pay freeze. Likewise, out-of-cycle increases are probably likely to be around the sort of 1% mark for many organisations as well. Hope you found that useful, and catch up again soon. Thank you.